Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host, Brian, and today I'm talking Summer House Martha's Vineyard. This is season 2, episode 3, Dishonorable Guest. So, big part of this episode is there is another Jasmine Calls a House meeting, and this is to discuss some people coming back. And these are some potential people from season 1, both short lived. And before we get there, I will talk about because there is I think leading up to this, there's actually a couple of people that are also show up to this episode briefly, but I mean, it's just like there seems to be like an open door policy, but I guess I think these two people coming maybe like set the motion for having this meeting, and we'll see if it's fair or not. But we pick back up with the handsy conversation between Nick, Jordan, and Summer, and basically kind of just let them know like, hey, like we don't think you're a pervert, but you are a little handsy. And then they're in confessionals. The girls are wondering like, are you happy in your relationship? You're doing things like this. I think pretty fair points. They're not creeped out by it, so I guess they're just like, look, like you just gotta control yourself, gotta stop doing it. But no issues, I guess. But that's between them. Can't really comment on. I mean, I guess I can. I don't know. I think it's weird that you're touching a bunch of your friends, like no matter what it is. But hey, okay. So they have a neon themed party. It's like a foam pool party. They do like slip and slide flip cup, and two friends show up for Shanice. Hendrix, who is her friend, and then a friend of Hendrix named Christian. And I think Noelle is flirting with Hendrix during this party, and like Alex is like right there, and they really did it. The editing, they made sure to show like shots of Noelle and this guy flirting, and even like eating a cupcake together, and then like go right back to Alex to like watch his thoughts, because that's definitely comes into play later in the episode. But will table that for when we get there. So the next day, Jasmine calls a house meeting and lets them know that Mariah is coming. So last year, Mariah and Bria had like a little tiff where she kind of like pushed her, like threw some clothes at her, and Bria said she didn't feel safe. Mariah was voted out of the house, but they're saying that she is going to come back, and the Shanice and Bria want to bring Phil back. And if anybody remembers, Phil was the guy who took a dump in Nick's toilet, didn't flush it, and like made sure to let him know that he's not flushing it. Um, they they have like a so they do a vote. So no one wants Phil to come except for Shanice and Bria. Preston's like a hard no on that. Some of the guys are not okay with it either. They kind of just take it like he is coming down, I guess, with some of his friends, so they could like meet up with him out, but they don't want him in the house. Um, then the Mariah subject comes up, and Bria was like, obviously doesn't want her there. She's not really doesn't really like Mariah, and they all okay it. So the only thing that I will say here is I do think that Bria is not looking at like she's defending Phil's actions, but there was a total sweep of the votes for her. She doesn't understand why Preston's upset, and then Preston said like there was a lot of like he felt like he was being called soft. Like he made a comment like he wishes he wasn't the only gay guy in the house. Like that he no one really understands how he's feeling when it comes to these things. The one thing I will say in Bree's defense is that no one really gave her side of the story why like she didn't want Mariah to come. They all just like, okay, she can come. I like Mariah, I like Mariah. But then like everyone's like, I don't want Phil to come. So that's the only thing that I will say. That and Jordan brings it up later when they have like their little dinner. But I did think they should have had more of an open discussion about that. I don't think it would have changed the outcome, but I think that it would have been a little more fair to Bria only on that aspect. Because I still Bria is probably one of my least favorite people in the house, and I just feel like she just like the same thing with the dog stuff, but whatever. Um, then we find out that so Bria and Shanice talk to Phil on the phone, and apparently Phil's friends with Mariah, and he lets them know like, hey, Shanice or Jasmine bought these tickets like 5 days ago. Like they knew that Mariah was coming. So that becomes a topic later. Like, and Bravo did a good job editing, showing like the ticket purchase and like things like that. So good on that. But then they're at this dinner, and this is where they kind of Jordan brings up the thing about Brid and wasn't really heard about the Mariah situation. Summer and Shanice kind of talk about her comments about Shanice dressed as the worst dressed, and they all do it in a public forum, which I think is weird. I don't know why they do that, but whatever. And this is where it comes up about the Jasmine buying the plane ticket. She denies it. Don't know if I mean, I don't really like Jasmine that much either, but yeah, I think that will be something probably that comes up maybe leading in the next episode based on the previews. Like she looks like pretty emotional in an argument. Later that evening, Noelle tells Alex that she's kind of into him, and like one of her toxic traits is like she gets kind of possessive. But he basically friend zones her, and I think she probably won't pursue him anymore. He was flirting with a bunch of girls at the bar, and I think that was just like a one and done thing. She was kind of urged by some of the girl roommates, like, "Hey, maybe she could talk to him, let him know how it feels." Yeah, and he just he didn't say it like concretely, but he definitely friend zoned her. So then the end of the episode, Summer and Jordan, they're in one of the cabs home, and they like start getting into it. And honestly, I watch what happened live. Watch what happens live after as well. And Andy was even asked a question like, "What was the argument here?" And I, he does if he didn't know, I couldn't pick it up either. So I wrote down they're both like really drunk. I think maybe we'll learn more about that next week. Shanice and Bria were on Watch What Happens Live. So, and actually, I enjoyed it. They had a really funny clip on there called Shady Milo. Um, that was actually really funny. And yeah, it was good. It was a good watch. I thought the episode was good. Looking forward to next week. Um, and make sure you watch all of our other stuff. We have Vanderpump Villa probably after this. And then I'll have Love and Hip Hop Miami probably out Tuesday morning, short for that. So look out for those stuff, and then we restart the week, and the shows keep coming. So we will have a bunch of videos out this week, and if you have any show suggestions, let me know in the comments below, and we'll definitely check them out. Maybe even do a review, and any other comments as well. Drop them in there, and one of us will get to them, and we'll interact with you. So thank you for watching. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. See you.